Hey guys, Deathletter Magic here with 2.5 minor to major, depending upon your opinion, spoilers from War of the Spark. The first spoiler is a spoiler. They've spoiled the fact that spoilers will start on March 31st, where of course they're going to be at PAX, which is where they release all kinds of information about all kinds of things pretty much every year. And of course my broke ass ain't going to be at PAX, but usually this stuff ends up on the internet within about 3 seconds anyway. And honestly, anything short of PAX 217 just is going to be a disappointment.
Come on, people, let the floodgates open. Come on, people, open. Precipitation.
Oh, that 90s hair, though. What was anybody thinking? PAX 217 is a band, by the way, for the 99% of people that didn't get that joke. Anyway, if PAX sounds familiar otherwise, it's because that's where the Mythic Invitational is going to occur, or one of them, and there's some number associated with it, and I think it's the first digital one. I don't know, who cares? Anyone who qualifies for it is almost definitely a shuffle-abusing, algorithm-manipulating, 13-land-running mono-red dick. What a great reason to tune in and watch it. I am literally 1,000 times more excited about any kind of spoilers. Okay, spoiler, not so exciting, but guess what they tacked onto the post? As far as I know, never before seen artwork from War of the Spark. I believe this is from a card called Running Through the Spark Sprinkler. I definitely didn't just make that up. So in the middle, we've got the albino cat himself, Johnny. To the left, we've got someone, and to the right, we've got Dr. Doom. People get hyped about those Avengers movies, but the real greatest crossover team-up ever is this crew right here. And then there's some other dude kind of in the middle right there, or maybe not dude, who knows. So whatever's going on there looks pretty powerful. Should be interesting. So if you're not familiar with the Johnny, because the last time we really saw him was the core set, which that was just, scattered storyline, flashback, clip, episode, whatever. The last time he was in the story was actually briefly on Dominaria. I don't think he was on any of the cards, but he landed on the Weatherlight, and he was like, oh, hey, Planeswalker people, hi, let's go fight Bolas, because you guys sucked on Amonkhet. And then they were like, but we're going to go help Liliana fight this demon, Belzenlock. And he's like, okay, you guys suck, bye. And he just planeswalks away to go find even more Planeswalkers. 35 of them, apparently. So he's been in quite a few sets, a couple storylines, probably a couple books and stuff. But the big noteworthy thing is that he directly fought Bolas once before. He pretty much personally and solely stopped Bolas's plan with the Conflux and the whole Shards of Alara thing, where he tried to absorb all the, mana or something. Specifically the energy from the Maelstrom created by, I don't remember, splitting the shards up or rejoining them. I don't remember. Hell, remember, I didn't even play Magic back then. But he soaked up a little bit of the energy from the Maelstrom too, and used it to use his very particular style of unique magic, which has to do with seeing other people's souls and being able to do weird magic with it. And he made some kind of weird effigy of Bolas's soul and used it to banish him from the plane, I guess, which kind of stopped him from absorbing the Maelstrom. And then I think the Child of Alara was born, and then I think the pieces all went back together. But regardless, I don't think Bolas likes him very much. Now, I don't think he's, afraid of him, unlike certain other people from Kamigawa, just saying. But, Bolas is probably going to be mad when he sees a Johnny show up to the fight. I mean, his previous victory was a bit of a last-second fluke, and it's not like he was more powerful than Bolas. He just kind of bamboozled him at the last second. Unexpected, considering he's a cat instead of a Shiba Inu. And if you don't get that meme reference, you're dead to me. But I was going to say, well, I think we'll definitely see him on a card, and then I realized, yeah, there's 36 Planeswalkers. I think we'll see him on a card, but I think specifically he'll be one of the mythic Planeswalkers. And, one of the ones that's actually good. I mean, with 36, they have to kind of cripple them a little bit power-wise. They have to. Wizards, you freaking better, okay? Nobody likes Super Friends. In fact, nobody likes Planeswalkers. They're just inherently overpowered. So what's going on in this photo? I have no idea. It looks like some giant, tower artifact thing. Everybody knows giant rare artifacts in big towers do stuff in Magic history. And that's about the extent of me analyzing this. So it looks like he's maybe, powering people up or getting ready for a big attack. He could be doing something with their souls or probably, their sparks. Although logically it does seem more likely that Bolas would be trying to do something with their sparks. Atop that tower, it doesn't look big enough and it doesn't even resemble anything we've seen from the Immortal Sun. It usually uses green glowing energy and I feel like it would be too big to fit up there. So I don't think that's what's going on. But I don't know. I mean, does that architecture look familiar from anything on Ravnica? I mean, I'd have to say it's something related to Izzet, but they usually use bright lightning for all of their stuff, so I don't see any like electrical discharge or sparks or anything. So I don't know. It's got to be something really unique. But then again, I mean, I looked. Maybe this is recycled artwork. Maybe this isn't a spoiler for War of the Spark, and you guys are already typing down in the comments section, hey, this is from a completely different card. But I typed in the word of Johnny on artofmtg.com and The Gatherer, and that is the extent that I'm willing to look this up. Oh, and I did a reverse image search, and it appears nowhere on the internet before 1 day ago, so there is that. By the way, the most similar image is actually the cover for Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows. Clearly a secret hidden in the image by Wizards of the Coast on purpose. That's right, Harry Potter and the whole crew is coming to the next Kamigawa set, which I think we all know is where we're going after this. Oh, tell everybody, send this video to your grandmother. So besides that absolute bombshell, we've got one more little bit of interesting information. I find it interesting, even though I'm not like that looking forward to this set because I think it's going to be a disaster. Thank God I'm not buying any of it. But what I am interested in is the story and beating Bolas, because we've been trying to do that for a couple years. So on Mark Rosewater's god-awful toxic shit blog, somebody asked him, what was the thinking behind choosing new characters to be the main characters of the War of the Spark novel, given that there are 36 existing Planeswalkers returning, all of whom have fans who love their walker to get more spotlight time? Why not tell the story from their viewpoints? And he replied, War of the Spark has 11 main characters. You know all of them except for Rat and Teo. So all we know is the names, and I kind of like it. Teo just has like a flow to it. And then Rat, I mean, come on, a Planeswalker named Rat? I don't even care how they do it. That just sounds awesome. It's probably like a thief or like a fence or something, or I don't know, just some kind of maxed out Dex character in D&D. I don't know. They'll probably screw it up. It'll probably just be an Apex Legend clone where it's like some like Latino double amputee, probably gay, drug addict with autism. Why not? And Teo is probably trigendered. I'm sure somebody already made that up and is trying to pass a law about it in California at this point. So if you follow what was said very closely, something doesn't add up here between what the two said, and I can't pick out what's wrong between them. I feel like Mark wouldn't get it wrong, but what the Curious Tale said wasn't wrong either. So he stated there are 36 existing Planeswalkers returning in this set. And normally I would dispute that, except I believe we saw the artwork from the trailer, the still flat, images from, of course, all the stained glass windows, and I believe every single one of them was identified, I think. Some of them people were like, well, that looks like, the Planeswalkers from the Chinese only exclusive decks. I don't know if that was ever for sure confirmed, but I'm pretty sure. So then, who's Rat and Teo? And if there's 9 pre-existing Planeswalkers, and then those 2 that make up 11 for the main characters, they wouldn't not put them on the cards, and they wouldn't make them not Planeswalkers, but that would be 38. But I'm pretty sure the staff specifically said in no uncertain terms that there's exactly 36 Planeswalkers. So maybe I'm missing something pretty basic here, but it appears to me that there's either 34 returning, which doesn't explain the stained glass, or there's actually more than 36 Planeswalkers in the set, and what Wizards said was, I guess, accidentally misleading? Or I guess, there is the explanation of, okay, they put 2 pre-existing Planeswalkers on the trailer, on the artwork, on the stained glass. They're going to be in the set, maybe on a spell that isn't a Planeswalker, and they won't actually be Planeswalker cards. That's probably what it is, but I don't know. This is very interesting. Now, there is another possibility, which doesn't really fit the context of how this question was asked, but Rat and Teo aren't Planeswalkers. But he was specifically asking about Planeswalkers, but maybe Mark just in his head flipped it to characters. Boy, I don't know. I'm really wondering about this now, but I guess we'll find out maybe in 10 days. If an entire deck list or card sheet doesn't leak early this time. Always gotta add that little exception. So what do you guys think? Do you have any other details, any other statements from the staff, any other interesting leaks, things said in a live stream, which I clearly can't be bothered to watch? The only other thing I wanted to add, because this was pointed out to me, was on the card Dovin's Acuity, they have outlined which 5 guilds are aligned with Bolas and which 5 guilds are going to try to stop the whatever the heck is going on in Ravnica. Now, the story already heavily hinted at too, but this just clears it right up. So, the flavor text is Dovin ticked the Planeswalkers off on his fingers. By the way, Videlkin from his specific original plane have 6 fingers. Might as well just clear that up right now. And it's himself, okay, so obviously Azorius. Then we've got Domri. That's kind of surprising, but Gruul does like blowing things up or whatever. They would just do that regardless. I think they just kind of recruited them. Or like not even, there's like, hey, just keep blowing up buildings. Or like, hey, go here and blow up buildings. Yeah, that was an easy addition. Then we got Kaya, who obviously took over as the leader of the Orzhov Guild. It's heavily implied, or at least stated by now, by killing like the Ghost Council or something. It's probably one of the chapters I haven't covered yet. Video coming soon. Then we got Ral, because of course Izzet's a bunch of dicks. We all knew that. I hope Ral dies. He deserves it. I hate Izzet and every deck that's ever been built based on them. Then we got Vraska. Big surprise, working for Bolas, duh. But all Jace has to do is return her memories and boom, Golgari's fighting Bolas. So that's virtually guaranteed. In fact, I think we've already seen artwork released where like Vraska is fighting alongside someone. I want to say like Gideon. I don't know. I couldn't refine the image and apparently I didn't save it. That was weird. But yeah, so it'll probably be 6 versus 4 very early on in War of the Spark, which will be really nice. And then like, plus the Gatewatch, like 30-ish other Planeswalkers from other places too. So that'll be pretty wild. And it makes sense because remember, Ajani was off recruiting for quite a reasonable amount of time, I guess. So he just hit everybody up. And I guess that's the logical reason for why so many are showing up. So I'm at least trying to mentally separate how much of an absolute dumpster fire Standard will be after they drop this set in all likelihood. I almost feel like as of right now, could it really even get worse? Can it get worse than Esper Control and Red Rush? Probably not, but 36 Planeswalkers and Super Friends, I mean, if I had to pick a candidate... Oh, and I probably didn't read this. The 6th one is Bolas. You know, because he has 6 fingers, a little callback to that. Now, if you thought, hey, wait a minute, won't Bolas be like 37 bare minimum? No, he actually is in one of the stained glass artworks. And by the way, reminder, so is Ugin. That'll be fun. So at least that doesn't immediately create another number issue. But anyway, hit that subscribe button if you don't want to miss more leaks, information, spoilers, and everything else about the very exciting War of the Spark. And like I said, I would strongly recommend separating the actual set and the actual cards from the storyline, because the storyline's probably going to be amazing, and the set probably going to do bad things to Standard. But hey, you take the good, you take the bad, you take them both, and there you have Wizards of the Coast. That reference is officially older than I am. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next video.